Good day. This is Rosemary, and this is the Lightwalker's Path in New Jersey. And I'm Rosemary DiTrolio, your guide to all things spiritual. Enlightening conversation is here, inspirational guests like today's spiritual guest. Her name is Jamie Roddy. She is the owner and creator and seeker and finder of stayingaligned.org. And she has had an interesting life as a pastor's daughter, living in many different places in her life and discovering a lot about herself through marriage, divorce, being a single mom, been there, done that, and her study of many types of world religions. So we're very much aligned with our purpose and the things that we have done too. So welcome, welcome. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for having me here. It's a delight. And yeah, I love chatting in your forest behind you. It's
Oh,
very
I know. Don't you love the forest? I love being outdoors, so that's pretty cool. Okay. So I do know from your notes here that you also have an interior design business, which is another side avenue, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I wanted to talk about your staying aligned platform and what your mission is in this life that you're bringing out to everyone.
well. Thank you for asking. Yes, I made I've made a little notebook for myself. So it's
Love it. Love it.
stayingaligned.org. Now, the .org part is a platform that we've created for people to go to. It's like a spiritual Facebook, and we have guided meditations there. We have all kinds of stuff, which I might get into a little bit later. But to answer your question a little more succinctly, what had occurred to me is that a lot of people don't have spirituality because they throw Jesus out with the patriarchal bathwater.
Hmm.
I feel really bad for those people. I am not religious at all. In fact, being a pastor's daughter, we're very rebellious. So I rebelled against many things like that for a very long time. And then I just started learning more and more and more about all the religions. So there's two major things. I want to bring people who have no spirituality back or to it for the first time, because the more connected you are to source, to creator, to infinite potential, to Buddha, goddess, whatever you want to call it,
Hmm.
the happier, healthier, more abundant, more
Yes,
successful, the easier, more peaceful. Every problem in your life can be solved spiritually.
I believe you. I do it.
Yeah, and if you have no direct link to spirituality for yourself, your life is like way harder.
Oh, I believe.
So
Yes.
that's point one. And then the other point is we're just kind of so ignorant about all the other religions. And it
Hmm.
is absolutely ludicrous to me that the Jews and the Muslims are fighting and their
Yes.
Bibles are the same. They literally just changed the names. And so a big part of my podcast that I do once a week is we'll talk about a major spiritual lesson, and then I'll say, guess what? Everybody said the same thing. Taoist,
Hmm.
Buddhist, I love Kabbalah,
Well, yeah.
Christianity, et cetera, et cetera. So even neuroscience, like
Yes, everything interconnects. And that's the way it should be because it's universal truth that weaves through all the religions. And like I was reading, you and I have a very similar viewpoint of that, is that the link is compassion, and that if you study and read all the world religions, there's this intertwining that leads to the center, kind of like I call it spokes in the wheel. And I know you had a saying about it as well.
I call
That
it
it's
all many, many rivers, all leading
many
to the
rivers.
same
Yes.
ocean.
Yes. And I really so align with that idea because it's true. And I think when we put when we put people into pockets and places and we separate them, we're separating people. We're separating them by belief. And that's crazy to me. We all have our belief systems and they all lead where we need to be. Our soul knows what we're doing. So
Exactly. We're
that's
all
super
little
cool.
tiny droplets in the
In the
same
big ocean.
ocean, right?
It's so funny because I did one of my podcasts was exactly what you said. I talked about the ocean and that each soul is a droplet from this ocean and we go back to the ocean. We bring this gift of light. So it's so aligned, really.
It's so good because it's like whenever you are out of alignment, my
Mhm.
platform is called Staying Aligned. Whenever
Mhm.
you're out of alignment, it's because you're identifying with your my dropness. as
Yes,
opposed
yes, the
to
ego.
our oceanness.
Yes.
You're losing sight of what you truly are, which is huge and
Yes.
powerful and big and wet.
Yes, love that. Yeah, I so believe that. And I know that once you tap into this universal force of God, or however you call your God,
Right,
it is
exactly.
so amazing. And it can't just be stuffed into one place. Can't be stuffed into one religion because it's so gigantic. And that's why we have all these choices to be able to find the spirit within us and connect with it, which I think is
Well,
it's really interesting.
it's not only that too, but like everybody's way of connecting is totally and completely different. And
Hmm.
everybody's kind of understanding perspective, thankfully, is so very different. So exactly, how could you just put this into one tiny box?
Yes.
This or that or that. So I've studied like so many religions and paths. And
Hmm.
for me, they all get it like 90%. I will say it for
Hmm.
me specifically. I told many, many people about Kabbalah. I was like, y'all, I have studied all the things. They're like, we know, Jamie. And I go, this one is like 99%. Like they really, really get it. They get a little kooky about something
Hmm.
for me, right?
Hmm.
But everybody's spiritual experience is so personal and so specific. Uh,
Yes.
that's why also I think like I don't want to poo-poo anything, but a lot of times like group guided meditations aren't really
Hmm.
for me because I'm like, why are all these people here? I'm connecting with God. I don't need y'all here. Like
Yeah, yes.
it's kind of weird. Like this
Almost
is
like a
not,
distraction, right?
yeah, exactly. This is not a group scenario. I'm chatting with the creator. Like, why are you here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That
But
is
it's
true.
different.
So I love mystical Kabbalah and the Tree of Life and there's such a connection. One of my clients is Orthodox and she's very open-minded. So we have these discussions sometimes about what's similar between the Bible, the Torah, where the soul goes. Like we have these great discussions because she understands in the way I do that it's not just that one thing. It's
Right.
so open and so big.
Yeah, if
Love
it weren't for
community.
the pretty objectively patriarchal kind of construct of like Judaism, it really holds some of the most beautiful truths.
Oh
And
yeah.
and this is what I talk about when I'm saying don't throw Jesus out with the patriarchal bathwater. Don't throw Judaism out just because
Right.
of some of their horrifically patriarchal overtones. Like if you get in there, like cherry pick out the good stuff. There's
Yeah.
so much good stuff in there.
There really is. And I think a lot of the truths were also removed or taken out by people
100%.
that were writing things down.
Oh,
So
they lost
Mary
all of Jesus's.
Magdalene and the true teachings got really kind of thrown away because they didn't match the 2000 years ago time that a man should think what the woman's place was. And I think that's, all the goddess stuff too. They took a lot of that woman power away. And
Yeah,
now this is the year. I really believe that this is the year that all this stuff is coming around back to the feminine. And that's why we've got this real strong pull between the very male and the very female. And I think that's what's happening now. That's just my thought.
you think that it is gaining in disparity or coming together more
I
genetically?
think that there's an undertone of pulling between both, as there always has been, but it's playing out more in front of us. And that's where I think the more aligned each woman or person is with their own truth, the more things will start to, I guess, join together. But right now, when you have a pull of I'm right and you're wrong, there's going to be no consensus. So I
Hmm.
think when you're sitting into your power, that's powerful, even in silence. So I think it will eventually change, but right now we're seeing the bucking of the heads between the people that don't want to lose power and the ones that are trying to align. And
Right.
yeah,
And
but you
and
know,
also I'm seeing like so many like major European heads of state, et cetera, are women. We've got
yeah,
some governments that are entirely, made
I
of
know.
women in the top spots.
I
And
love
I'm really
that.
hoping America will catch up.
Oh, I hope so because I think, if you have a woman in charge, they're not going to be so quick to kill people. We create life.
Because,
We
yeah,
don't want war. We want peace because we're creators by our bodies and by the very nature of being female.
right.
Yeah.
We're not so quick to kill other people's sons.
No, absolutely
Oh,
not. Absolutely.
Bless.
Yes, yes. So tell me about some of the things you've done or the things that you've learned through your own personal journey for your own personal growth and the way that you help other people.
Well, I mean, gosh, that's so broad. I'd be like, give me a topic. But I will say lately, I've really been in appreciation for the level of peace that
Hmm.
I'm at. The fun byproduct of, producing and hosting a podcast about spirituality
Hmm.
is that you really, I mean, I have to input it and output it. So I'm
Yes.
constantly like circulating through spiritual material.
Yes.
And this is a newer venture for me. We just started 2 months ago,
Hmm.
22nd. So I've just this week, I marveled. I had, I kept counting. I'm like, this was a perfect day. This was a perfect day. This was a perfect day. And
Yeah.
I got like 7 days straight. I was in bed last night and I'm going, I don't know that I've ever gone 7 straight days without some kind of bullspit, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
some
Yeah.
kind of little drama, some kind of just earth experience. And
Yes.
so the peace. And then I just recorded an episode yesterday, it'll air in a couple weeks, about that, about how everything that we're searching for at the root of it is actually peace.
Yes.
You can get to peace just by making the choice to prioritize it. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I've really been doing that.
Yeah.
It feels
Yes.
rad. It feels so
The world
good.
is a mirror, so the more peaceful and aligned you are inside, your experience will mirror that. So a lot of times that's what you see because that's kind of where your focus goes. Uh,
Absolutely.
so
And
it
also, if
helps to
you,
be there. Go ahead.
I love the mirror analogy, but just also like if you just prioritize it as that's the most important thing, not being right or get
Hmm.
in line or anything. You're like, the most important thing is peace. So there is a quote from a story from Marianne Williamson in one of her
Oh yeah,
lectures
she's
she gave.
amazing. Yes.
She is just the best. I love her for years and years and years. But her staff was getting ready for a meeting and they're like, okay, let's figure out our intention and that way we can get our objective. And she
Mm.
said, whoa, whoa, whoa. Only objective, the only intention I have is that everyone in this meeting feels peace and
Uh-huh.
loved and heard.
And heard.
And that was her priority. And
Yes.
I've met her.
Yes.
Have you ever met her?
No, I've met a
She's
lot of
sweet
other
and
people, but she's
lovely.
amazing. I've listened to her. She is amazing.
She really, really is. And
Yeah.
she feels like that in person too. Do you want to hear a funny aside?
Sure, sure.
I am the queen of diverted conversation. So, hi Gemini, what's up?
I'm Gemini are like my favorite. My best friend's a Gemini, so
Oh,
I'll leave it.
perfect.
We
So
get
I
along.
had a furniture store in Brentwood area of Los Angeles, and Marianne came in one time to a
Wow.
couple things for her daughter. It was lovely. But I had this little dog that I had rescued that I shouldn't have in this store because she would bark at people when they would come in, like, what are you doing in my store? So one of my assistants had left to get some lunch. She comes back in. My dog is at Marianne's feet, and Marianne's just petting her. And then I go like in the back, and one of the assistants was like, "What is up with Foxy?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's Marianne Williamson. She's just
Her
emitting
energy, her
peace."
energy. Yes.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love that. Dogs can really know people. They can read their energy. I totally believe that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So the things that you do to stay personally aligned, like you said, you meditate. What other self-care practices do you do for yourself to stay aligned?
Girl, I have to have my mental health walks.
Me
So
too. Me too.
I put, everybody's different. I know lots of people who,
Mhm.
they do theirs and they're like, I need silence, blah, blah, blah. Good for you. I need
Mhm.
loud EDM in my earbuds.
Mhm.
I am such a dork. I'm basically like dance walking.
Mhm.
It was a 5K, now it's a 6K loop that I do in my neighborhood. I'm very
Mhm.
blessed to live close to the ocean, so I walk down there and but it's like a really fast speed walk. Sometimes I'll run, which is fun. But if I don't like push it or force it, if I just have a lot of extra oomph,
You
I'll
feel like
run.
it.
But
Mm-hmm.
it's literally, it's not even, that's to stay aligned. I promise you, if I'm ever like cranky
Hmm.
or something, I was like, wait a minute, when was the last time I went on my walk?
Oh yeah.
So that's by far my biggest one.
I
And
love that.
then,
I walk by our lake the same way. It's like I do the walk with my dog. It's about a mile and a half, but I do that a lot, especially if I'm writing my books and I feel blocked, I go for a walk. So me being outside is a great way to clear your energy, to ground yourself, to, get the tree vibe going on. So that's very
absolutely.
healing. And the ocean's an amazing place to clean your energy field too.
Yeah.
Lucky to have that
Nature
nearby.
is such a good one. And yeah, especially if you've got writer's block. I just
Hmm.
talked about this in my last episode about peace too, from a
Yeah,
different perspective, but it's the same thing. You can't solve a problem while you're mired in the problem. You have to
that's
break out
right.
of it so that solutions can
Yes.
arise. So I'm sure you're about halfway, three-quarters through your walk, and you're like,
Oh yeah, there it is.
there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're so true. A lot of times it's just setting something aside too and letting it just kind of bubble through your day and your night. And all of a sudden, like you're like, wow, that solution just popped in my brain because I've been guided and they couldn't get through with the brain chatter going on.
Right.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
fog is real
The
for all
fog,
of us.
yes, the fog has lifted. Okay. Uh, just go here. Okay, so that I'm looking at some of these other things I was going to ask you. Oh, okay. Um, you like I are spiritual more than following a certain type of religion. So my question is, you found that the thing that was the same with all the religions was peace. I found it was compassion, which is very similar. Is there any other truth that you personally live by? Like mine is also intention and integrity. Is there a personal truth that you live by that you bring into what you do?
Well, one thing I kind of want to subtly address is that I don't think just each of the religions parallels with truth. I think they parallel. They all say the same thing. In all of my episodes, whether I'm talking about truth, compassion, creativity, authenticity, I talk about how all the religions say all the same
Mm,
things. And not just
that's true.
religions, but like
Yes.
wisdom and love
Yes.
teachings and also
Hmm.
neuroscience. So, because I love when the nerds come in and they're like, guess what? And all
Yeah,
the
we
gurus are
knew
like,
that.
yeah, we told you that like 3,000 years
Yes.
ago.
Yes, love that. Yeah, like they're finally saying, "Oh yeah, acupuncture actually works." I'm like, "Yes, they were doing surgery with that 2000 years ago. Yes, it works."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
crazy, right? Wow. Okay, so I
Go
go ahead.
ahead.
I was going to say I know that you're highly creative, and you do a lot of different things. So when you want to create something, um, in your just for fun, do you paint a picture? Do you write? Do you do all those things? Do you develop something new? What is your like passionate creativity? Where do you love to use it?
Abstract art. So, Sunday, so I work kind of a lot because essentially I'm working two jobs right now. I have an interior design firm that's successful, but I'm really hoping to older life pivot into full time of the stayinaligned.org, which
Mm-hmm.
essentially means that it's not just a podcast, but it's building up the platform. And I created a quiz, like what type of spirituality block do you have, and I'm
Love
creating
that.
meditations and all this stuff. But that is kind of work. So you
Mm-hmm.
asked, what do I do for fun? But
Mm-hmm.
so like Sunday, I mean, I've been working like 12-hour days, 6 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll try to just like chill the heck out.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, it's right here. I'll show you. Do you want me to? It's so
Sure.
silly. But hold on. Like I'll just start painting things. Um,
Uh-huh.
I didn't paint this one, but many of them I have. Like I just started painting.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so wild. It's a fun
Yeah, I
little
love
diary. It hangs
that.
on the wall
I
like a
love it. It
dress.
reminds me of Dan. I think his name's Dan Milligan or something. He wrote and now I can't remember the name of the book, but he wrote something about like being a psychic warrior in a way, or I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me later. But that's the cover of his book with a man just kind of diving down.
Oh, is that right? I'm
Yeah,
gonna write
yeah.
it down because
It'll
I
it'll
don't know
come
that
to me
book.
later at 2 in the morning when I'm not thinking about it.
Right?
But
I'm gonna write
that's
it down
neat.
anyways. Psychic Warrior. I
I
love it.
think
So
it was
yeah.
Psychic Warrior. I think that was the name of it. Or Peaceful Warrior. I don't know. It's something like that. Dan
Okay.
Milligan. It'll come to me, and I hate to not know the correct name, but
It's all right. We'll find it.
love it. I also love, I love to paint. I love to create things. And I know like for this particular podcast we're doing today is number 101. Yay.
Congratulations. That takes
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of dedication.
Yeah, and it's been like you like me, like I love learning from other people that are in the spiritual field and just bringing a highlight to what they do. Because I think with all of us working together, we're working as a force of light to bring this energy and understanding out to people that may not normally know or see it or have this understanding. So I think what we're all doing is a very powerful connection, very powerful message connection. So,
Yeah. And even
yeah.
just our having this conversation here adds to like the little droplets of goodness in the world.
The
So even
collective
if
field,
there's
yes.
so many more people that won't see it than will, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Even if it hit millions of people, there's still
Yeah.
billions that won't see it. But
Yes.
it's like I used to drive in the car with this my friend Hector who worked for me, and I would listen to things like Marianne Williamson or like this kind
Uh-huh.
of podcast or something, and I'd say, "Oh, I'll change it. You can't understand this. I speak Spanish, right?" He goes, "No, but I can tell the words feel good. It feels really
Oh,
good.
the energy. Yeah. Oh, that's
Isn't that
great.
lovely?"
That
So
is.
we're pumping up
Love
the
that.
energy a little.
I even think, even if we don't know where it's going, that energy that you're putting out is going to the collective field. So it's
Exactly.
kind of like you got a lot of people with this mindset, and the intention alone is enough to shift other people, even if they don't even hear it. You're shifting the vibrational field. So
Exactly.
that's important to me too. It's like, I want to be the shifter. I don't want to be the complainer. I don't want to be the one throwing rocks in the pond and, chucking them at people. I'm going to be the one that's going to help the field. And I
Well,
think we're
you're
all doing
actively doing it, Rosemary.
Yeah.
Episode 101. Did you
Yeah.
celebrate on 100?
Yeah. Excuse me? What?
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
celebrate at the 100th episode?
Only on, on my own I did.
Oh,
I didn't do
I would have
anything.
popped champagne on air, girl.
I was thinking of it. I was last night I was sleeping. I'm like, I probably should have gotten like a party horn or something and just like throw
Absolutely.
confetti or say, "Hey, number 100." It's funny, as a former school teacher, we always celebrated 100 days of school and we'd have a 100 party, and I was thinking about that the other night. I'm like, I should have probably done something there. But
Well,
yeah,
we're celebrating this one as number one of the next 100.
101. Yay. Yes.
Yes, it's a
Yes. This is pretty awesome.
palindrome. It's very powerful.
Yes,
101
it
is a
is.
beautiful number.
It is. It's funny. Numbers are really powerful. Like years ago, way like I don't know how many, many, many years ago, I was seeing 1111s, and now we know like that's the portal that is your awakening. And now I see 444s. My angels are here. I'll see zeros, 11111.
So
All
good.
different combinations of you're on the right path kind of stuff. And I
And you
think those
are.
are fun. Those are a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay. Let me see what else I want to ask you here. I bet you love comedy shows. I was looking at you like a reverence. I'm like, you must love comedy shows.
I love comedy. The darker the humor, the better. And my son
Uh-huh.
is just like me, and he is hilarious.
Oh,
And yes, I have seen like every Netflix, all,
uh-huh.
yes,
Yep.
that is like one. Here's two things I'm watching. It is, and everybody's like, okay, you're like teaching spirituality, but you're watching horror films. I'm like, they crack me up. Like, I love a
Oh,
good like end of the world movie. It's so
yeah. That is funny.
dichotomous from like
Yes.
what I teach. But yeah, I love comedy shows. My friends and I were just talking last night at book club. I'm like, I'll watch a movie about the end of the world, zombies eating everybody. I cannot stand to watch, and everybody's different, no shade, but for me, it like hurts me to watch The Housewives or
Oh,
any
but
kind of like drama. It just seems fake and too real
yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time, where
yeah. I
zombies
I
are
don't watch
obviously
those.
fake.
I don't like that, and I don't like seeing people get injured or hurt. Like when they say like slapstick is funny when
I
like
don't like
someone
that
falls.
either.
I don't think it's funny. Like
When
I
people
want to
find
run to them
out
and say, "Are you okay?"
I know when people find out I love comedy and laughing, they'll send me like videos of people falling. I go, no, no, no,
Oh
no, 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 no.
no,
That is terrible. I don't want to
that's
see
terrible.
skateboarders like hit a rail.
No, oh
Absolutely not.
no, no. I just it's and I think people get very what do you call it? Numb I think people get numb, and kids especially when they're watching things that where people are getting hurt and they think this is normal. I think it numbs people to just being understanding or compassionate. So I think we need more of that. We need more of that in the young people. So do you have a son or a daughter? You
I
said son?
have a son, excuse me, I have a son named Leo. He is almost 16
Oh,
and he is hilarious and we're really tight, honestly. Like
yeah.
he hasn't gone through the teenage group phase. Like
He
we're
might
still
not.
like solid homies.
Yeah, my son, I'm very close to my son too. He's 40. And I have two grandchildren, two
Oh,
boys. And
lucky.
yeah, he's such a wonderful man. My son's a wonderful man, and I'm blessed. Again, I raised him for about 9 or 10 years by myself before I remarried, and he's just developed into a very good man, a very good father. So, yay.
Yay. And
Such
you
a
get to be
hope
a
for your boys.
grandma.
Yeah,
I want to be a grandma so bad. Like
I
I'm on
love
the
it.
dating apps and I only swipe on guys that have like older children because
Yeah. Ah,
oh my, I'm ready to be a
awesome.
grandma now. I'm so here for it. I love
Yes,
babies.
yes. And it's so cool because when the kids misbehave, you just, you can send them back.
Yeah, exactly. You're wicked annoying. I'll see you
Yeah, here
tomorrow.
you go. I raised you. Here you go. Or like, I think of things that sometimes will bother my son. And I noticed when he was a kid, he did that. And I would say something like, well, I guess that's called karma.
Yeah,
Payback.
right.
Like if they're late or something. I'm like, I remember this. I remember sitting in the car waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apples and apple trees, huh, Rosemary?
Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So you've lived different places. Do you have a favorite state or place that you've been
You
or
know
plan to
what?
go
I've
to?
mostly lived full time in California. I've spent some summers in Cozumel, Mexico. I've traveled extensively. And I spent one kind of like extended summer. It was like 4 or 5 months in Austin, Texas, which is a
Uh-huh.
lovely,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a lovely
tiny.
place. But
Yeah.
every time I try to leave Southern California, I end up just coming back.
Huh.
I do want to live like all kinds of places. That's why I am actually making the pivot into speaking, broadcasting, and the stayingaligned.org because I'd love to work remotely. I'd love to be like doing this interview from Casablanca, or
Yeah.
Tangiers or Paris or so
Right.
that's what I'm working towards right now.
Yes, I'm working into getting into corporate and into colleges for presentations and things because I've always done them, and I want to, actually get in there and get like a huge audience because I've been speaking for years, and I think
Mhm.
that's really cool. And that would be nice to like fly to Italy and do a talk, or go to a college nearby and
So
do
what do you
something
give
there.
talks about? Because I love connecting people. I'll keep my ear perked up
Yes,
for opportunities.
yes. So, one of the things I talk about is how you know that your body, like to make a decision, your body will hold information. How can you know if the decision is right or not? How do you know if you're aligned with it, body-wise? And
Hmm.
I go at it from a very, an experiential point of view where I show people how to move and how to figure it out for themselves so that they know if the decision is a yes or a no. And me as a Reiki master teacher training, hundreds of students through the years, I have that a special way to show people how to do that. But I kind of keep it like you can't do the woo-woo when you're in a college or sciencey stuff. Like I
Right.
really hit the nuts and bolts of how you figure it out.
That's really incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a technique for that I like to share with people. It's like a quick meditation technique.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this won't encroach on any of your trademarked
Yeah, no, no,
tips,
it's fine.
tips and tricks. So I do this meditation anytime I'm at a crossroads, and it's so easy. You sit down, you just tell
Mm-hmm.
the universe, God, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You say, okay, I'm gonna imagine, no, I'm gonna meditate. Show me scenario A 6 months
Mm-hmm.
in the future, 3 years in the future, 5 years
Mm-hmm.
in the future, and then I'm going to ask you to show me B. And then you just sit there for a minute, you chill out, and you just like
Mm-hmm.
let it come to you, and you kind of see A, and then you're like, okay, show me B, and you'll know
You'll
like
know.
immediately.
Your body will react too. Like I do
Um,
the sway test too. And your body will react a yes or a no, or feeling open or shut down when you
Mhm.
have that visual. So it's very similar because when you envision it, your brain doesn't know if it's true or not. Your brain is assuming it's happening because you're imagining it,
Right.
right? So yeah, and that's really a great way to make a decision and to understand if that's right for you. Love
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, my friend is like an energy healer, and he's so funny to go to the grocery store because we're having a good time. And he'll just like,
Yeah, hold something
hold,
and is this good
hold
for
something. We
me?
gotta hold every orange,
I do that.
every vitamin.
I
He
do
cracks
that.
up because we were getting acai bowls,
Uh,
and he did like this to chia seeds with me, and I was like, "Poof." I almost
oh
like
yeah.
fell
It's like,
back. He
nope,
was like,
not good
"Oh
for
my
me.
God, no chia seeds for you."
I know. Isn't that funny? I teach all my healers how to do that. And they're just freaked out because they're like, you could even do it with like, well, a food, a decision, a place. You can do it with anything. And it's
Now,
so
how would you
freaky
do
that
it
it
with a
works.
decision? Show me.
So what I would do is I would stand and I would imagine like I would say, okay, I would like to move to Delaware. Is this a good decision?
Oh, and then you move forward or
Then
back.
you start, yeah, because that's a yes. And if it's a no, I would go, my body would move back. You've got to make sure you're testable first. So you test with something that is like you can ask your name and then you make up something. You could see if you go forward or back. And if your name brings you forward, and a lie or a different name brings you back, you know that you're testable that day. And you
Okay,
have
but I have a question.
yeah.
Devil's advocate a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because I know it works with the food and the fruits. But if
Mm-hmm.
I do it with like a decision, isn't
Mm.
that just me thinking that decision is right and it might or not
No.
be the right thing?
Not necessarily, and you have to
Okay.
test it. So you test it with a simple, you have to test it with simple things first because you know you you want to bring in simple things that are not highly reactive, and then you go into your decision that you want to make. So it might be a simple question is the next right step to, and then you ask a very simple yes or no. And then instead of saying yes or no, you say, is this a yes? And then you see what your body does. So you start with simple questions and then you lead into the ones that are more emotional. And that usually does it because what happens is your body bypasses the brain chatter. That's why the body is more reliable. That's why when we're emotionally upset, we'll say we're fine, but our stomach will hurt.
Mm.
Because your body is the first line of defense, and that's our rudimentary system that we came in with. It's the one that protects us. That's why we run when there's somebody behind us that's dangerous. It's your body's reacting before your brain can step in and change your answer.
So I literally just want to know. So
Yeah,
what if you think you want to move to Delaware, but it's actually a bad move for you. But because you want to move to Delaware, I mean,
doesn't
there's no,
matter.
but I mean, is your
Yeah.
body gonna react yes or no?
It's going to react with the right answer. So if I want to go there, my brain is telling me yes, my body's saying no, then
Okay.
I know there's a discrepancy and it's out of alignment. So one of it is my ego and the other is my body's truth. And the
Okay.
truth that comes from the body is more accurate. And also, like I would check it over a few days to see if the idea has changed or if it's the same. If it's consistent over time, you know that that is the decision that is right for you.
I love this and I'm
Yeah.
gonna start using it like right now. I mean, just for simple things, even. I
Yes.
have like a movie premiere I'm going to this evening. It's like a foreign film.
Uh-huh.
Fancy. But I was like, should I call so and so to meet me there, or should I just go myself, being a single lady? Maybe I want to go be
Yes,
single. So I was
I've
like,
done that. Yes.
I'm going to use this technique when we're finished here. I'll message you, tell
Yes.
you what happened.
Yes. And the other thing too is like sometimes I went to a comedy club by myself and I just figured why not? I want to
Yeah.
go. Everybody was busy. I didn't want to miss it, so I did it. But again, I did the test for myself before I did it. And I say, okay, how will I feel if I walk in there by myself? Will I feel okay? Can I do it? Is this something that I want to do? Is this something that'll teach me something? And I went through a couple of questions. I kept getting yes. I'm like, okay, I'm going.
Good for you. And this is now, do you talk to your spirit guides at all as well?
My angels, I connect with my angels. Spirit guides are there, but my angels give me more clear, aligned information. And I don't always like many times I'll pray and I'll just kind of tap into my body. But if I'm really stuck, I'll say, "Angels, help me out. You know, give me some sort of sign." And I will tell you the weirdest one that happened. Uh,
Yeah.
my father and I had this thing where we'd always kid each other, and he would say, "Pay the $2, pay the $2," and that meant like stop complaining, just pay, pay the money and get over it, right? So I had said a prayer and I said, God, I need some sort of sign. I said, if it's possible for mom and dad to step in and help me out from the other side, awesome, let that happen. So I'm alone in my house. The next morning, I go to the bathroom, and guess what's floating in the toilet bowl? Two $1 bills. And nobody is in my house.
That is
So
so wild.
I know, and it sounded crazy, but people that know me know that I wouldn't make that up. It's too crazy. But I know that number one, it was my father, and number two, my angels were on board helping this to manifest for me. But I've had a lot of strange things like that in my life. But I thought that was very fun. And I just started laughing because I knew, like, who else knows that joke, No one was in my house. How would I be $2 in the toilet bowl when I just came in from outside and there's nobody here?
Oh my God, it's such a beautiful story.
Oh, it's just funny. It cracks me up. But again, I do ask for advice, and the trick is being open to it and using your free will. So even if you get advice or guidance, I always
Mhm.
use my free will, and I make
Sure.
sure it's aligned with the highest good. And that's it.
I do like that though. I mean, I kind of
Yeah.
tap into my spirit guides and ask them questions. I have friends that can do it far more strongly, but I like this sound. I know that the body test works because I do it with
Yeah.
oranges and chia seeds. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to start doing that a little more. I think it requires a little less psychic ability, which some days
Yeah.
you're not quite tuned in, but this
Yeah.
you could always do this. You can always put an orange to your chest and you're going to
You can
inquire
always.
back.
And it works the same way because you're really tapping into your higher self when you do that. So your higher self is connected to the all that is. So you will get guidance from your higher self to the universal field. And that's very accurate. The only problem with spirit guides is that unless they're really high vibration spirit guides and you can trust them, they were human. So they're going to give you a more human decision than maybe like my angels would do. So that's kind of way I deal with angels. And yeah, my guides are there if I want them, but I usually 100% go to angels. That's
That
more accurate for me. So we're coming up on the last few minutes of the show, and I want, again, you are at stayingalive.org. Is there any
staying
last
aligned.
aligned? I said alive,
But that's okay
aligned
because that's
dot
why I named
org.
it that so that you can remember because it's like the
Yes,
song. Ah,
absolutely.
ah,
Staying
staying
aligned.
aligned,
Staying
staying
aligned.
aligned.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have any last words or anything that you wanted to highlight that I didn't ask you?
I mean, I sort of touched on it, but it's staying aligned. And what I have now, what we have is a library of free meditations. I started off with like a
Okay.
freemium tier thing. It's
Yeah.
all free, y'all. I took that completely off. I'm tired of the world selling us things. I'm really just about building up this community.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a library of meditations. And you know those courses that everybody's selling online on
Yeah.
social media? I have three of those. The first is the 8 Day Spiritual Reset that you can take. It's a
Mm-hmm.
guided course. Another
Mm-hmm.
one is Integrity in Action. And this
Mm-hmm.
one will really like shock you how much you might be
Mm-hmm.
integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there's another one as well that I'm blanking on right now. We have song recommendations, book recommendations,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a place for people who are not uptight.
Yeah.
So, we are
Beautiful.
fun, irreverent, but we really value connection to spirit. And I've just created a
Mm-hmm.
place where we can all kind of talk about it together.
Mm-hmm.
And you like add friends, you create a
Mm-hmm.
network around it. It's really fun. So I encourage
Cool.
people to check that out. And then the
Very
podcast
nice.
is Staying Aligned with Jamie Roddy.
Yeah.
You can find that everywhere they do the podcast. Also
Yeah.
on stayingaligned.org, we list those there. So you can just go there and get
Beautiful.
all the podcasts as well.
Beautiful. Okay. So thank you. Been a joy to speak to today, and I've enjoyed your company. And
Same, very much so.
yeah, this is the Lightwalker's Path, and I also do workshop sessions and books, and I also have online courses that people can look at and guidance sessions. So I hope people reach out to both of us, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.